This three-eyed raven at the end of Arcane Season 2 left a lot of people confused. If you were not paying close attention, you would have missed all the other times this raven appeared, or confused it with the yellow-eyed raven from Season 1. And this raven is a demon. In this video, we're going to cover where demons come from, the types of demons, their goal in the 10 kings, demon levels, their weaknesses, and lineage. Now, I realize this video is going to pull in some Arcane fans, so I'm going to operate from the place that you know absolutely nothing. Let's get the bases out of the way. This is Runeterra. See that little place in the middle, built over in Zon? That's where Arcane takes place. You can see Noxus just above it, which helps us understand why these two places are so intertwined. Now, Runeterra has tons of locations. There's obviously built over in Zon and Noxus, but also Ishtal, Ionia, the Shadow Isle, Shurima, Targon. Places not even shown on the map like Camivore and the Independent Lands. But there's also a place beyond the physical plane, known as the Spirit Realm. This is where Yordles like Heimerdinger come from.
Oh, blast nozzles.
Specifically, they come from a place known as Bandle City in the Spirit Realm. Now, just like there are a ton of places in the physical realm of Runeterra, the Spirit Realm also has different locations. Bandle City we mentioned, but there's also the Glade, the Mariso Magnum, and even a Death Realm. The Death Realm is the afterlife where the souls of the deceased go after death. This realm is believed to be something different based on the people you talk to in Runeterra. It seems to be an infinite landscape shifting endlessly across multiple different cultures according to their beliefs. Camivorians like Viego believe in the Hall of the Ancestors, and his sword, Sanctity, literally comes from there. Go to the Freljord and they've never heard of the Hall of the Ancestors. And another place I haven't mentioned is a place we know even less about than the Death Realm. It's where demons come from. Yeah, there is a place in the Spirit Realm where all demons come from, and some make their way to Runeterra. And there are many different types of demons. One of the demons that comes from this realm is Rom, the Demon of Secrets. And we can actually see Rom on this demonic chart. Well, speculate. It's not really hard confirmed who is who, but it's kind of obvious. Rom is the Demon of Secrets, and it literally says secrets right here. This is one of only 2 images we have connecting some demons together. All these demons on this specific chart fall under Fear, which the Demon of Fear is a demon we know, Fiddlesticks. There could be other major demons like Fiddlesticks with whole family trees under them. Demon of Chaos, Pride, Wrath, Despair. And there are certain characteristics that make Rom a lesser demon, unlike Fiddlesticks who's at the top of this chart. But let's focus back in on Arcane specifically. This is Rom, the Demon of Secrets, and it was confirmed in an interview that this is Rom before he fuses with Swain. That means the Noxian Ionian War hasn't happened. That's a war that occurs between these two places here. It hasn't happened yet, since Swain fuses with Rom during that time. Swain is this character in League of Legends. You can see one of his arms is like a red demon raven arm. That's because he fused with Rom.
By my hand will Noxus rise.
By which hand? The man's or the demon's?
But at the time of Arcane, Rom is roaming Runeterra just doing his thing collecting secrets. Now, Rom is not just this raven. Rom can be a ton of ravens all over Runeterra, but where is his base of operations? Well, Swain fuses with Rom in the Immortal Bastion, so it's safe to say that he is there. And we get a glimpse of that power through Mel in the Bite Mark cinematic. I think this is what she is seeing, the red glow emanating from the Immortal Bastion. That's Rom's power. Now, there is literally a quote from Swain's lore confirming that Rom is within the Immortal Bastion. It reads, "He set out about uncovering what truly lay within the Immortal Bastion, an ancient entity preying upon the dying and consuming their secrets, as it had attempted to consume his own." Swain stared into the darkness, seeing what even it could not, a way to wield it. So from this, we know that during the events of Arcane, Rom is within the Immortal Bastion, and has these raven forms of him running around Runeterra collecting secrets. We have only ever seen 2 forms of Rom, this glowing red eye and the red-eyed raven. So who knows what the actual demon itself looks like. Demons don't really have any inherent form, so it could just be the eye. It really just depends on how Rom wants to present himself. Perhaps if we get a Noxus like Arcane, we will see Swain meet the demon in the Immortal Bastion after he returns from Ionia. But yeah, demons in terms of form don't work like people. The physical appearance of demons are inconsistent. Demons can change their appearance to better suit their own needs. Evelynn was able to morph her form to exemplify particular assets in such a way that she could get closer to her prey, or better put, her prey would want to get closer to her. Fiddlesticks can change its appearance as it's described very differently in various regions all across Runeterra, which makes sense. People in Demacia have very different fears than people in the Freljord. Take a look at Fiddlesticks in Legends of Runeterra. All these cards are Fiddlesticks in different forms. You can see in Bilgewater, an island pirate city, he is appearing as a siren, calling people to the depths of the ocean. While in Shurima, he appears as a forgotten terror, looking like he came out of a tomb deep beneath the shifting sands. Demons feed on what defines them, and that's what makes them stronger. Fiddlesticks feeds on fear. The more fear he is able to consume, the stronger he gets. Rom feeds on secrets. He's under the fear tree, under Fiddlesticks, so perhaps this is like a general fear around secrets. Fear of a secret being known, fear of secrets others keep, something like that. But the more secrets Rom is able to consume, the more powerful he becomes. But what is their goal? Are they just trying to become more powerful? Why do they exist? To understand that, we actually need to cross the ocean. Remember how I said Camivore isn't on this map? It's all the way over here to the east? Well, a rival kingdom of Camivore we don't know much about is Kethkani. Considering that they are rivals and Camivore fell apart after the events of Viego, Isolde, and the Blessed Isles, Kethkani probably still exists today, and thriving with their rival no longer there to challenge them. But what's important is that according to Kethkani mythology, there were 10 ferocious demon siblings who today are known as the 10, and in some instances, the 10 Kings. They are the first demonic entities. Fiddlesticks is the first of the 10, existing since the first screams of creation.
Fiddlesticks and of men. Fiddlesticks, first of 10.
What the heck was that? I did not put that in the video. Anyways, what I'm quoting now is from Fiddlesticks' color story. 10 great kings took 10 great thrones, 9 crowns adorned 9 heads, 1 left to scratch upon their mounds, the crow alive and dead. This is an old Demacian poem with an unknown author.
Fiddlesticks is just a fable, a story to scare children.
Are you talking to me through my mind? If you're telling me you're just a story, then you're definitely not a story because you're telling me you're a story.
Is someone there?
What?
I'll help you follow my voice.
Okay, I'm gonna stop talking to you because it feels like you can hear me too. So there are 10 kings and Fiddlesticks is the only one left alive and scratching at their mounds. I think it's implying that he is trying to free them from their metaphorical graves. And I think the 9 crowns are what was used to imprison them, but they were not able to lock away Fiddlesticks. We only know one of the other 10, and that's Ashlesh. Hungering for primal joy, Ashlesh, one of the 10, attempted to consume the realm of the gods. But the gods struck the monster down, trapping it deep below the earth in an endless shimmering lake within the 7th layer of the underworld. There it would be guarded by a mythical order of heroes. Realm of the gods is the celestial realm, and the mythical order of heroes is believed to be a group in Kethkani. So we have 10 primal demons. One is Fear, Fiddlesticks, the first of the 10, and we have this family tree, and another is Joy, Ashlesh, which could also have a similar family tree of demons. Now speaking of the relationship between the demon of joy and the celestial realm, Zoe, another character, is an aspectual host. Aspects are celestial beings from the celestial realm and can bond with mortal hosts to affect things on Runeterra. Zoe was a child who bonded with the aspect of Twilight and now represents really mischief, imagination, and change. In Zoe's splash art you can see one of these keys, and in Fiddlesticks' art you can see a few more. Zoe stole one of Fiddle's keys, and we know from a tweet from one of the League of Legends skins writers that it goes to something beautiful and terrible in its joy. I'm pretty sure that he's hinting that the key is used not only to free one of the 10, but specifically Joy, and that Zoe and the key are somewhat involved in the death or banishment of Joy.
Nice key you got there, Twilight. Didn't steal it from someone dangerous, did you?
And when Fiddlesticks kills Zoe in League of Legends, he says,
"Well, I think it's time to bring joy back into the world."
confirming that the key is for the demon of joy. But where's Ashlesh now? Well, to know that, we need to look at Nilah, the joy unbound. The precious child of a large Kethkani family, the girl who would become Nilah was not a warrior at all. As a child, she wished the days of heroes never ended. She collected and obsessed over color stories of old. She read of the Mad King Viego and his tragic tale, the genesis of the first dragons, and the foundations of the universe in Kethkani tradition. One story in particular was her favorite, the Cycle of Ashlesh. It spoke of the fantastical Lord of Joy, a many-limbed beast who menaced the world along with its 9 ferocious siblings. Hungering for primal joy, Ashlesh attempted to consume the realm of the gods, but the gods struck the monster down, trapping it deep below the earth in an endless shimmering lake within the 7th layer of the underworld. There it would be guarded by a mythical order of heroes. An order of heroes that, after unraveling the story's many riddles, Nilah realized was beneath her very feet in the heart of the Kathkani capital. Overcome with excitement, she struck out to find this hidden order, to learn its secrets and perhaps even stand among the heroes as an equal. And then, she was gone. All knowledge of the girl she was, her face, her voice, her true name was erased from living memory. Records curled and evaporated, writing vanished from walls and texts, and words failed on the tongues of her friends and family. It was as though Nilah had never been born at all. The woman who resurfaced 10 years later was a stranger to her homeland, unbound from the world she knew, yet possessed of a strange smile and an unending, ceaseless joy.
My past is gone, traded for the strength to do good. They can't remember the woman I was, but will know the hero I am.
Whatever happened to her during her long absence, she would not say. Perhaps she met the mythical order after all, and they trained her in the arts of magic and war. Perhaps she stood face to face with the primordial demon Ashlesh, battling in the apocryphal darkness for a decade before finally emerging triumphant. Perhaps this wasn't the girl at all, but a pretender wearing her flesh. Or maybe the truth was somewhere in between. Whoever or whatever she was, she began calling herself Nilah, the name of the legendary river of fate. If Nilah is to be believed, this voice line tells us what happened, and it looks like her new name wasn't by choice.
Ashlesh, Lord of Joy, for stealing my name and my fate, I claim your power. The Lord of Joy rages in his prison, his power taken by me.
Today, Nilah is seeking the world's deadliest, most titanic opponents so that she might challenge and destroy them. Having won her power through an encounter with a long-imprisoned demon of joy, she has no emotions other than unceasing jubilation, a small price to pay for the vast strength she now possesses. Channeling the demon's liquid form into a blade of unparalleled might, she stands defiant against the ancient threats long forgotten.
Lord of Fear, I know what you really are, and I know how to kill you.
And so Ashlesh is in his prison, power stolen by Nilah, and key to their cage held by Zoe. I am sure if Fiddlesticks ever gets the key back and is able to release the Demon of Joy, the first thing it will do is head straight for Nilah and take whatever power she took back. And even Nilah's recall voice lines tells the story of Ashlesh.
Ashlesh turned to gaze upon the stars, and his hungers only grew. Cast down he fell, reaching upward with his 7 hands. He rests now, trapped in the 7th layer, deep beneath the waters.
The aspects trap joy deep below the earth in an endless shimmering lake within the 7th layer of the underworld. And when Nilah kills Fiddlesticks in League of Legends, this is what she says.
Ha! First of nothing! Tell the other 8 where to find me.
8 because she met and fought Fiddlesticks, that means Fiddlesticks and Joy would know where she is, leaving 8 of the other 10. And finally, we should be really concerned if Nilah ever dies.
In death, Ashlesh, my spirit is yours. But in life, your strength and joy belong to me.
Makes you wonder why Nilah seems to want to challenge the most difficult foes in battle.
Of the 7th layer, may you find joy in the world beyond.
Perhaps she does not have as much control as she thinks. This drive to challenge greater and greater enemies could be from the demon, who is hoping eventually Nilah will face a challenge too great, allowing Ashlesh to take her spirit. Nilah's lore is awesome. Now, some other demons of note come out of the reign of Mordekaiser, the Iron Titan. He ruled Noxus a long time ago, and had 2 demons that served as his hounds and soldiers to his army. One of fire named Tyrbalk, and another shadow demon named Atakan. After his downfall, these demons were sealed away by the Black Rose. Today, Tyrbalk is now inside the bear of the child Annie. Has a whole story around the bear and the fire demon inside of it. But something really cool with Annie I want to show you is, remember Fiddlesticks wants to consume people's fears? One tool he uses to do this is he mimics sounds of moments people had great fear in the past. He does a somewhat twisted imitation of it. With Annie, her and her stepsister Daisy were playing by the river when Daisy accidentally slipped into the water and died. And this is Fiddlesticks' line to Annie in League of Legends.
Annie, help me! Annie! Annie, don't let go!
I just think it's a great example of how Fiddlesticks preys on people's fears. That was a moment where Annie felt real fear, and Fiddlesticks is helping her to relive it. So pretty messed up, but demon-wise, what's important is that her bear contains the essence of the demon Talbuk. Atakan, we now know from the Bringer of Ruin comic, is a demon which merged with Katashli, a follower of Sanuzal, aka Mordekaiser, and Atakan is later used in service of the Black Rose Cabal. And I think them using him is really important, and maybe why Rom is within the Immortal Bastion. Perhaps the Black Rose is trying to wield him. After all, the Black Rose is a secret organization with spies located all across Runeterra, and I'm sure Rom, the Demon of Secrets, is a demon they want to wield in some way. So if it's not evident at this point, demons confused with people or even things like Annie's bear. Another character related to demons is Yone, a character from Ionia, who dies and in the afterlife gets pulled into a demon realm. Yone died at the hands of his brother, probably had a lot of unresolved emotions, perfect for a demon to feed on.
You could have saved them.
Is no pushover and actually defeats the demon and ends up either fusing with it or stealing its power similar to Nilah, and now spends his days hunting Azakane. I'll explain what those are right now.
Brother, how could you betray us?
Where are these voice lines coming from? I'm scrubbing through the timeline. I don't see it there. Is my mic picking it up? How did he know? It's like, no, it couldn't be. I'm just gonna move on. I doubt that's the case. And this next part is really cool and screams riotmmo to me. Now the pieces of lore in this are from the narrative lead Jared Carnival Knights Rosen and published back in 2020. So the MMO was already a thought, but note that Carnival Knights is no longer with Riot, but the demon lore he wrote is still canon. It's from the article Crafting the Spirit Blossom, link in the description. The Spirit Blossom Festival is an ancient and celebrated time in Ionia when the door to the spirit world is opened. The dead return to their loved ones, and spirits of all manner turn their eyes toward the living. From the benevolent Kanmi to the obsessive Akana, their stories play out again and again, like shadows on a paper lantern. Azakana are a sort of parasitic minor demons, and they're not full demonic entities like Evelynn or Fiddlesticks. They hone in on a single person or spirit's fear or shortcoming, and just absorb the negative emotions until they kill the host. Then they become a full demon or move on to another host that has a more rich flavor, so to speak. It's kind of this horror undertone of the whole festival. The Azakana are growing in number, and there's a chance that in the very near future, Ionia will be overrun with demons. No one outside the Kinku Order is dealing with them. If only there was someone who would. Now he is definitely referring to that someone as Yone, who was released in 2020. But with all these lesser demons and Ionia potentially being overrun, I could easily see us have a demon-themed expansion where we go to Ionia to deal with this threat. Maybe Nilah shows up, and that could be the perfect jumping off point to what comes next. Arcane. But yes, demons have levels. Azakana are parasitic lesser demons. The word Azakana is derived from the Ionian terms Aza meaning little and Akana meaning demon. This means the real meaning of Azakana is little demon. They hone in on a single person or spirit's fear or shortcoming and just absorb the negative emotions until they kill the host. Then they become a full demon or move on to another host. Azakana can only feed off a very particular emotion. For example, if Fiddlesticks feeds on fear in a broad sense, and Azakana can only feed on a particular fear like fear of being forgotten or fear of the riotmmo never coming out. Although if there is a demon of fear of the riotmmo never coming out, it would pretty quickly level up to a full demon. We do have this awesome image of sealed Azakana masks with their corresponding names and emotions. And that is what Yone is doing in the Kin of the Sten Blade cinematic. He is sealing Azakana in these masks. So the goal of demons is to feed on people's emotions such as regret or loss to gain more power. The higher you go on the demonic chart, the more broad that particular emotion they can feed on, all the way up to one of the 10, fear, Fiddlesticks, who can feed on any type of fear. And the overall goal of Fiddlesticks is to free the other 10, to bring about the end of the world. So what can we do about it? How can someone defeat a demon? Are they just unbeatable? Is Yone and the Kinku Order the only ones capable of defeating or imprisoning demons? Important questions to ask if we're going to Ionia to battle demons in a future riotmmo expansion, am I right? Something important to note about these beings who come to Runeterra from the spirit realm is that they can't really die. You may kill them in the physical realm, but when you do, they just return to the spirit realm. Yordles return to Bandle City, and demons return to the demonic realm. Probably why Yone is imprisoning them in masks rather than just killing them.
Killing me does nothing, Hunter. If he lives, I will return.
A demon cannot be harmed by weapons created in the physical world, except for weapons created out of petricite. Petricite is a magic dampening stone only found in Demacia. So Demacians should be pretty good at fighting demons, although they do seem to lose to Fiddlesticks a lot.
Besides on edge after Fuss Barrel.
Yeah, filthy mages. They sure put...
Help me!
But Fiddlesticks is probably much more powerful than regular demons like Azakane. While they cannot be harmed, they can however be banished or sealed by using weapons which originate from the spirit world, such as when Shen uses his Twilight Assault Spirit Blade to banish a demon, or when Yone uses his Spirit Cleave Azakana Blade to seal Kurosagol into a mask. So before you go fighting demons, if you don't have some kind of magical ability or a weapon from the spirit realm, pretty rare, I'd recommend you go to Demacia and get some petricite. So let's talk more about the demon lineage. Really the coolest thing in my opinion are these fragments of esoteric lore discovered after the attack of the Noxian fortress of Phalor. The authors and provinces are unknown. One is this family tree type deal with Fiddlesticks and its branches of fear, and looking at just this tree, placing the demons we know on it, which is assuming all the demons we currently see fall under Fiddlesticks and are sub-demons of fear, since Fiddlesticks is the only one free. I would place Fiddlesticks to the top, obviously, fear. Maybe Evelynn under bliss.
Evelynn, I don't need...
Wait, are you correcting me? But there's no agony on the chart. Bliss makes a lot more...
I don't need...
Okay. Agony. Wayne is Rom, right?
Raum.
Okay, Raum. And that's the Demon of Secrets, yeah?
Secrets.
Nocturne has to be nightmares.
Nocturne. Nightmares.
Alright, and Tom Kench? Obsession?
Tom Kench. Addiction.
Addiction isn't on this chart.
Addiction.
Okay, fine. Addiction. Tom Kench is addiction, not on this chart. He could be from one of the other 10, although they're not free, or this chart could just be incomplete. Thanks for the help, I guess, although I still don't understand how this is possible. Whatever, I'm just gonna close this out. I think I'm exhausted, I'm hallucinating, I need some sleep. Demons are one of the most interesting groups from Runeterra lore. I'm excited to see where their lore goes, both with future champion stories, and I'm sure we'll deal with these 10 demons in the riotmmo. I'm excited to see more Rom in the future of Arcane. I think it'll definitely play a significant role in the story, judging by how Arcane ended. Bite Mark shows the Immortal Bastion, and the lore we know around Noxus. But what are your thoughts on the demons of Runeterra overall lore? I always felt like demons are the opposite of Yordles. Both come from the spirit realm, but while Yordles thrive on hope and happiness, demons seem to thrive on the opposite emotions, fear and sadness. And it makes me think of maybe how connected these places are in the spirit realm. I wonder if there's been any massive wars between Yordles and demons, since I don't think these two races would get along. Imagine just a giant battle with these diminutive Yordles on one side and these giant, evil-looking demons on the other. Just something cool. But massive shout out to those who joined the channel. It means the world to me. Seriously. Like and share the video. It really goes a long way. Honestly, one of my greatest fears is that nobody likes or shares my video.
Share and share alike.
Okay, I need to get some sleep. Someone at my door?
See, it's just a scarecrow.
There's no way. You're not real.
Open the door.
Oh, jeez. No, it's in the house. Save me!
You're not real. It's in the house. Save me. Is someone there? I'll help you follow my voice.
When fields like calm and winds stand still, run home, run home. As the crows make night of the fading sun, hide now.